In December 1900, 3 lighthouse keepers vanished from a remote island off the coast of Scotland. No bodies were ever found. No witness ever said what happened. And more than a century later, the case still feels unfinished. The place was Eilean Moor, the largest of the Flannan Isles, about 21 miles west of Lewis. The lighthouse had only been operating for a little over a year when the keepers disappeared. The station was small, isolated, and exposed to the Atlantic. In weather like this, the light mattered. The 3 men on duty were James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald McArthur, who was serving as an occasional keeper in place of William Ross, who was away on sick leave. Reliefs were routine. Men went out, did their duty, and were replaced on schedule. Nothing about the system should have ended in mystery. But sometime in mid-December, something went wrong. And the first sign was simple. The light was not there when it should have been. A passing vessel noted around midnight on the 15th of December that the lighthouse was dark and reported that fact when it reached port. But that message did not trigger an immediate response. The disappearance was only discovered when the routine relief vessel arrived days later. Storms delayed the approach, and the island could not be reached until the 26th of December. When the relief ship Hesperus finally came, in that afternoon, Captain Harvey saw no sign of life on the island at all. The horn was sounded, a rocket was fired. No one answered. No one came out to signal from the station. So the relieving keeper, Joseph Moore, was sent ashore to investigate. He went up to the lighthouse alone. What he found was not chaos. It was something worse: order, silence, and absence. The station was deserted. No keepers, no explanation. Just the machinery of ordinary duty left behind. Moore and the others found the lamps trimmed and ready, the lens and machinery cleaned, and the kitchen tidied. 2 sets of outdoor clothing were missing. 1 set remained. That detail mattered because it suggested at least 2 men had gone out dressed for bad weather. The formal logbook entries ended on the 13th of December, but details for the 14th and the morning of the 15th had been written on a slate for transfer later. The work of the forenoon on the 15th appears to have been completed. That strongly suggests the disappearance happened on the afternoon of Saturday, 15th December. Somewhere between routine work and nightfall, all 3 men were gone. Outside, there was evidence that the weather had struck the island hard. At the west landing, iron railings had been displaced and twisted. A large block of stone had been knocked from its place higher up and left on the concrete path below. A life buoy that had been fastened along the railings had disappeared. The investigator believed the sea had torn it away, even at a height of about 110 feet above sea level. This is where the official explanation takes shape. Not murder, not mutiny, not anything supernatural. A storm, a landing, and a catastrophic wave. Superintendent Robert Muirhead concluded that the men had probably gone out for some practical reason, perhaps to check damage or secure gear near the landing. Based on the missing gear, he believed they had intended to go down toward the landings. His conclusion was that they were caught by an unexpected large roller and swept into the sea. As an explanation, it is brutally simple. In a place like this, a single wave can be enough. But the simplicity is exactly why the mystery survives, because 3 experienced men vanished together, and the station they left behind seemed almost calmly in order. Later, retellings added extra details: untouched meals, toppled chairs, ominous final messages. But the official record is eerie enough without embellishment. What we can say with confidence is this. By the time the Hesperus arrived, the keepers were gone. The light had failed, and the island offered no trace of where the men had gone after they stepped outside. Maybe the official explanation is right. Maybe all three men were simply overwhelmed by the sea while doing their duty in one of the harshest places imaginable. Or maybe what keeps this case alive is not what we know, but how little was left behind. 3 men, 1 island, a dark lighthouse, and a mystery the Atlantic never gave back. This has been Strange Dispatch. If you want more true mysteries, eerie historical cases, and impossible stories told straight, subscribe. And tell me in the comments, does the official explanation satisfy you, or does this mystery still feel unresolved?